Welcome, Chairs and Captains. Thank you for helping us provide State of Delaware employees with the opportunity to learn about and connect with local charities. This training is about 30 minutes long and will include details on the campaign as well as guidance on fundraising and special events. It will be available to you throughout the campaign on the Resources for Chairs and Captains page on the SECC website at secc.delaware.gov. The SECC coordinator will notify you of any changes or updates. In this training, we'll briefly go over the campaign background, take a look at past campaigns, and discuss roles and responsibilities of key SECC players. Then we'll talk about how employees can participate in SECC, and we'll dive a little deeper into chair and captain responsibilities for assisting with employee pledges, reporting, and safeguarding donations. We will also provide guidance for special events and fundraising activities. And finally, we'll talk about how you can promote the campaign to your agency and where to find resources. Campaign background. SECC was first established in 1991 and was reestablished in 2018 by Governor John Carney's Executive Order No. 22, which can be found on the Resources page for Chairs and Captains on the SECC website. The annual campaign starts September 1st and ends October 31st. SECC connects state employees with charitable organizations that benefit the health and welfare of all Delawareans. The campaign provides employees with convenient and safe ways to make contributions through payroll deductions and one-time donations to one or more charities of their choice.
It's important to look back at previous campaigns to help plan and set goals. This chart shows the last 12 years for campaign contributions. You can see the SECC has had high and low contribution years. Some of the challenges that SECC faces may be related to the state of the economy in certain years and donor fatigue. Total campaign contributions can be broken down in three parts: employee pledges, special events and fundraising activities, and pensioner pledges. The top row shows that total campaign contributions for 2022 were over $256,000, which is a decrease of $14,000 from the 2021 campaign. The left column shows that employee pledges, which include e-pledges and paper pledges, were well over $166,000, which is more than a $26,000 decrease from the 2021 campaign. Participation was down by 159 employees. The center column shows that employees raised $54,700 in special events, which is well over a $30,000 increase from the 2021. The right column shows that pensioners pledged just over $35,000, a decrease of over $17,700 from the 2021 campaign, and participation was down by 58 pensioners. The goal for the 2023 campaign is to raise $300,000.
The SECC Steering Committee consists of 7 members, including the Secretary of the Department of Human Resources, who serves as chairperson, the Secretary of the Department of Finance, and 5 state employee members. The Steering Committee develops all necessary schedules, policies, and procedures to implement Executive Order 22. This includes reviewing applications from charitable organizations to ensure that they meet eligibility criteria, selecting the campaign administrator, and generally overseeing management of the campaign. You can learn more about who serves in these roles by visiting the Steering Committee page on the SECC website. United Way of Delaware is the campaign administrator. They manage ePledge, collect and distribute donations to participating charities, and create SECC marketing materials like incentive posters, pledges, report forms, and pensioner mailer forms. The SECC coordinator provides administrative support for the steering committee and the campaign administrator, as well as being the primary contact person for chairs, captains, and charitable organizations. Chairs and captains are nominated by leadership to help promote the campaign to employees in their agency. There are usually 1 to 2 chairs per agency, and they are the lead SECC representative for their agency during the campaign. Many agencies also have captains who represent different sections of their agency. And there are always informal employee volunteers that help with different tasks. Team structures are different for each agency and can be changed to meet your needs. But there should always be a chair leading your agency's campaign efforts. In addition to promoting the campaign, both chairs and captains are responsible for assisting employees with pledges as needed and collecting, safeguarding, and reporting donations from employees in their agency to United Way. Employees that need your assistance can find your contact information listed on the Agency Chair and Captain page of the SECC website. Contact the SECC coordinator if you need to update your contact information. State employees can participate in SECC by pledging, volunteering, or contributing to agency fundraising activities, or by connecting directly with charitable organizations. To help spread the word about the campaign, the poster pictured here can be posted in offices and state buildings where employees are working. Contact the SECC coordinator to order posters for your agency.
Employee pledges. Chairs and captains should encourage employees to use the online donation portal called ePledge. ePledge can be accessed through a link on the homepage of the SECC website. ePledge is safe and convenient. Employees can log into ePledge using the same self-service login, email, and password as on my.delaware.gov, using a non-state email address. Through ePledge, employees have the option to pledge payroll deductions or one-time credit card donations to one or more of this year's participating charities. Credit card payments for particular special fundraising events may be made as well. ePledge sends email confirmations to donors and does not require any paperwork for chairs and captains. ePledge also sends chairs weekly email reports for their agency during the campaign, so teams can track their agency's progress.
Employees that don't have access to computers can use paper pledges to pledge payroll deductions or one-time cash or check donations. Chairs and captains are responsible for assisting employees who need help completing these forms, as well as collecting, safeguarding, and reporting all paper pledge donations from employees in their agency. Paper pledges are available to chairs, captains, and employees as a fillable PDF on the SECC website. Please contact the SECC coordinator if you need the 4-part pledge form. The next few slides will show examples of completed paper pledges for your reference. Employees can use paper pledges for payroll deduction donations. Chairs and captains should ensure that paper pledge forms are filled out correctly. First, employees should fill out all fields at the top of the pledge form, including last name, first name, and middle initial, employee ID number, department name and DDS code, as well as a daytime phone number. Next, under pledge type, the cash and check section should be left blank. The donation amount should be written in the section called Payroll Deduction. The amount to be deducted from each paycheck should be entered in the section called Amount per Pay. Employees should multiply that number by 26. which is the number of pay periods in one calendar year. The annual amount should be entered in the section called Annual Amount. Then, under Charitable Organization Designations, employees can enter the 5-digit codes and names of the organizations that they wish to support. They can also designate the amount that each charity will receive from their total donation. In this example, the employee is pledging an annual amount of $26 and splitting that amount among 5 different charities. The first charity listed will receive $10, the second and third charities will receive $5 each, and the fourth and fifth charities will receive $3 each for a total of $26. Under Donation Acknowledgement Authorization, employees will either check that they do not want their contact information released to charities, or they can enter their name, address, and email in order to receive acknowledgement from the charities they're supporting. Finally, employees pledging payroll deductions must sign and date the authorization section. Employees can also use paper pledges for one-time donations with cash or check. Chairs and captains should ensure that the paper pledge form is filled out correctly. First, employees should fill out all the fields at the top of the pledge form, including last name, first name, and middle initial, employee ID number, department name, and DDS code, as well as a daytime phone number. Next, under pledge type, the donation amount should be written in the section called Cash, Check, One-Time Donations. Please note that checks should be made payable to SECC. The payroll deduction section should be left blank. Then, under Charitable Organization Designations, employees can enter the 5-digit codes and names of the organizations that they wish to support. They can also designate the amount that each charity will receive from their donation. In this example, the employee is pledging $20 cash and splitting that among 5 different charities. The first charity will receive $10, the second charity will receive $5, and the third charity will receive $3. And the fourth and fifth charity will both receive $1 for a total of $20. Finally, under the Donor Acknowledgement Authorization section, employees will either check that they do not want their contact information released to charities, or they can enter their name, address, and email in order to receive acknowledgement from the charities they are supporting. Employees using the paper pledge form to donate cash or checks do not need to sign the authorization section. This is used for payroll deductions only.
The message in the box that appears here is printed on the bottom of all paper pledge forms. This is a reminder that as chairs and captains, you are responsible for providing copies of all paper pledge forms to the donor, your own records, your agency's payroll section for payroll deductions, and United Way.
As mentioned, there are many ways for employees to participate in SECC outside of monetary donations. Many employees participate in charitable giving outside of SECC, and that is okay. Employees that do not wish to pledge a donation can still use the paper pledge form as well as e-pledge to mark that they do not wish to participate at this time. By filling out the fields at the top of the form and checking the box labeled "I do not wish to participate at this time."
We will now go over examples and instructions for pledge and special fundraising event reporting. Chairs and captains should report paper pledge donations to United Way as frequently as possible and separate from special fundraising events. It is important to have pledges and donations regularly picked up during the campaign and not hold them until the end of the campaign. The form pictured here and available on the Resources for Chairs and Captains page on the SECC website should be used to report paper pledge donations to United Way. This form can only report up to 15 pledges. Use additional report forms when reporting more than 15 pledges. At the top of this report form, captains should enter their department name, DDS code, work address, and their name and daytime contact information. Then, enter their donation information in the table here. In this example, this section of the Department of Human Resources had one employee who had used a paper pledge form to donate $100 through payroll deduction, and there were 2 employees that used paper pledges whose donation amounted to $50 cash. In total, there were 3 donors contributing a total of $150, but there was only $50 cash to be collected by United Way. Then the agency chair or designee should recount the donations and verify the contribution totals on the report. Once the captain and chair or designee both count and verify the donation information, they should both sign and date the report.
When the report form is complete, the chair should make a copy for their records and send a copy to the SECC coordinator as noted in the important reminder at the bottom of the form. Put all pledges and donations in a large envelope and attach the report form to the envelope. Make sure the envelope is securely sealed. Chairs can contact Tim Sheldon from United Way to collect donations. His contact information is listed in the important reminder at the bottom of the form.
Many employees may be working remotely. We understand that a lot of communication as well as transferring of pledge information may occur over email. Chairs and captains must use egress to securely send emails containing documents and/or sensitive information such as employee ID numbers. Additionally, until donations are collected by United Way, all cash, check, and pledge forms should be safeguarded under lock and key. Special events and fundraising activities. Agency fundraising events may be in person, designed in a way that maintains the safety of state employees, or virtual. Over the last couple of years, many teams converted their traditional agency events into virtual ones. For example, food sales could be pre-ordered and delivered. Online silent auctions can be posted on agency intranets, and games and competitions taking place outdoors. Work with your agency to discover the best format that accommodates your agency operations and staff. For more ideas, see the Resources for Chairs and Captains page on the SECC website. Employees can pay for special events and fundraising activities using various payment methods, including online with a credit card. If credit card payments for special events will be utilized, and before you start promoting your event, contact the SECC coordinator to create an event in ePledge where employees may make their payment for your event. Reporting special events and fundraising activities. Should you have cash or checks from special events, chairs and captains should report them to United Way as frequently as possible, separate from paper pledges. It is important to have donations picked up regularly throughout the campaign and to not hold them until the end of the campaign. The form pictured here and available on the Resources for Chairs and Captains page on the SECC website should be used to report special event donations to United Way. There should be one form for each event. Use additional forms when reporting more than one event. At the top of this report form, captains should enter their department name, DDS code, work address, and their name and contact information, as well as the name of the event. Then, enter their donation information in the table here. Agencies have the option to either have the funds raised donated to the general campaign, that is, undesignated, or can choose 1 to 3 charities to designate funds raised by the event. They can also determine how to split up those funds. In this example, this section of the Department of Human Resources raised a total of $480 to be split among 3 charities. The captain has inputted and designated charity names and codes and divided the cash and checks evenly to those charities. Agency chairs or their designee should recount the donations and verify the contribution totals on the report. Once the captain and chair or designee both count and verify the donation information, they should both sign and date the report.
When the report form is complete, the chair should make a copy for their records and send a copy to the SECC coordinator as noted in the important reminder at the bottom of the form. Put all donations in a large envelope and attach the report form to the envelope. Make sure the envelope is securely sealed. Chairs can contact Tim Sheldon from United Way to collect donations. His contact information is listed in the important reminder at the bottom of the form.
Promoting the campaign. It's important to share information with employees about each of the unique charities that have been approved to participate in the campaign. Agency leadership, chairs and captains, and/or your agency communications team can send promotional emails to employees and feature the charities on your agency's intranet. For an even more personalized experience, chairs and captains can invite individuals from charitable organizations to speak to employees in person or in virtual meetings using applications like Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and others. Charitable organizations participating in this year's campaign are eager to make connections with state employees. Ask the SECC coordinator for more information about scheduling meetings with charities.
Website tiles, logos, and branded images are available to use in promotional emails and flyers. You can download these images directly from the Resources for Chairs and Captains page on the SECC website. Work with your agency's IT department to put an SECC website tile on your agency's intranet during the campaign. This button can redirect employees to the SECC website where they can find information about the campaign and the charities it supports, as well as access to the online donation portal ePledge. Work with your agency's communication department to create and send SECC promotional emails to employees in your agency. The SECC coordinator can assist with messaging if needed. For all of the resources mentioned in this training, visit the Resources for Chairs and Captains page on the SECC website. If you have any questions or need assistance, contact the SECC coordinator.
Thank you for taking time to view this training video. We hope it has been helpful to you. With your help, we can make this year's campaign a successful one. Have a great rest of your day.